and welcome to today's Almost Daily Devotional. This week is Thanksgiving in America, and so I wanted to look at some things that this week that help us to remember why we're thankful, what it is exactly that God does that provokes gratitude in us. So we're going to read from Ephesians chapter 2. At one time you were like a dead person because of the things you did wrong and your offenses against God. You used to act like most people in our world do. You followed the rule of a destructive spiritual power. This is the spirit of disobedience to God's will that is now at work in persons whose lives are characterized by disobedience. At one time, you were like those persons. All of you used to do whatever felt good and whatever you thought you wanted, so that you were children headed for punishment, just like everyone else. However, God is rich in mercy. He brought us to life with Christ while we were dead as a result of those things that we did wrong. He did this because of the great love that he has for us. You are saved by God's grace, and God raised us up and seated us in the heavens with Christ Jesus. This passage made me think the other day about the cross necklace that I used to wear all the time. I used to wear this necklace pre-kid, but you know, when you have babies, they like shiny objects, and so I stopped wearing necklaces, and so I stopped wearing the cross necklace. But I used to think about, or whenever I see one, I think about the nature of the cross. Now, the cross is not beautiful. It's just not. It's a simple piece, two pieces of wood, really. One longer than the other, but not always. Probably pretty rough, not sanded down, just two planks of wood cut from a tree. And what happens on a cross is not particularly beautiful either. It's an ugly thing. It's an ugly, disgusting practice. Nothing about that is beautiful. Nothing about a cross is comforting or anything that we would seek in our lives to have around. And yet, how many of us have crosses in our lives now? Somewhere in them, hanging on a wall maybe, or a cross necklace or cross earrings or something like that. We have crosses everywhere, and we adorn our sanctuaries with steeples that have crosses on them. And so how did that symbol become something that we would choose to wear on a necklace? And it's because God has the power to redeem even the ugliest things. God took a symbol of hate and oppression and ugliness and sin and all of the evil that the humans are capable of, because this was not a great way. And I mean, there's no great way to do that, but this was one of the worst ways to kill someone. And God took that symbol and God took that ugliness into God's self and changed it and transformed it and made it something new, made it something different, made it a symbol of joy and peace and love and acceptance, and turned it from the ugliness of sin into the beautifulness of God's love. And how much more can God not do the same thing with us? I don't know about you, but I've got things about myself that are ugly, that are sin-filled, that are not good, that I regret or I don't like about myself. And I'm guessing you have those things too. We all do. It's part of being human. And God can take those things up and turn them into beautiful things if we give them over to God, if we take a moment to say, God, I give this to you. And so we can be thankful that God can transform even the ugliness of the cross into something beautiful, something that reminds us of love and peace. God bless.